With the Pokemon Presents being announced for tomorrow, February 26th, 2021, a lot of people whom both enjoyed and had disdain for the latest entries in the series are getting pumped up for the alleged Diamond and Pearl Pokemon remake announcements. That said, I'm making this video as to sort of ground everyone's expectations a bit, as to at least to avoid the inevitable backlash the games will likely ensue for one reason or another. Now, this isn't to say that don't be excited for the game, but instead to have realistic expectations based off of what we know from Sword and Shield. Anyways, with all that being said, let's talk. Okay, so from the get-go, I'm going to say that if you enjoyed Pokemon Sword and Shield, you'll probably enjoy these games as well. They're more likely than not going to be built off of the same engine, much like every other mainline remake we've seen thus far. This video is more for people who had issues with Sword and Shield and are expecting these issues to be fixed. Now, the whole debacle with the National Dex was a huge part of the current divide within the Pokemon community. However, this is actually one of the things that I could see being rectified. Currently, the roster of Pokemon on the Switch is about 2/3 of the complete Pokedex, and we've seen that Game Freak is willing to patch in more. So my assumption is that the Diamond and Pearl remakes will introduce the rest of the Pokemon, and then Swish will patch in the previous ones so you could battle between the two games. I know Game Freak said not having all the Pokemon was their new quote-unquote policy, but they've said a lot of stuff in recent times which have been proven either false or mistranslated or lacking nuance or whatever, so I wouldn't look too far into that singular statement. My assumption is that this new policy will take effect every time they jump to a new generation, or if they switch hardware or whatever. Not that it makes logical sense to cut Pokemon in Gen 9 if Gen 9 is on Switch, because the Pokemon are already on Switch and don't even need to be touched up, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, I think for that will be good. However, let's talk about other aspects of contention that you shouldn't really get your hopes up for, because I don't see it being changed. So there have been a lot of complaints about various aspects of Swish, and given the use of the same engine, the time between release, and Game Freak's track record with utilizing the same engine of the current generation for subsequent remakes, I don't think that these core complaints that people have are going to change. That's why I said if you enjoyed Swish, then you likely won't be disappointed, because these issues did not take away from your experience. However, if you are someone who doesn't like the current models, textures, the EXP share, the pop-in, the scaling, etc., and you're expecting these aspects of the games to be fixed, then there is a good chance you might be disappointed. Now, I could be wrong, and if I am, that's great. Like, I'd love for them to prove me wrong, but it just doesn't seem logical to assume that they're going to fix some of these issues when Swish sold as well as it did, and there's a time crunch between the two games. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be fixed and they shouldn't hold themselves responsible to make a high quality product, but this is the reality of the situation. There's a big difference of what ought to be and what is. Basically, what I'm saying is don't expect the reveal of the Gen 4 remakes or whatever's coming to be anything more than a game with Sword and Shield's assets and properties in the Sinnoh region. To me, for the most part, this is fine. I can get over a lot of the issues as long as the games are rich in content. I'd like to see features from Platinum, like the Distortion World, the Battle Frontier, etc., being integrated into the game, since Platinum was the definitive version, and as of such, the remake should build upon the best version of the games, like Heart Gold and Soul Silver did with Suicune and Crystal. Now, I do say this, but I am very cautious, even for the Battle Frontier, given Masuda's recent statements regarding it in ORAS. The EXP share is another problem that seems to be a simple fix, but we'll see what happens with that. So to wrap things up, I'm not saying don't be excited for the upcoming remakes, but what I am saying is don't expect the games to be this revolutionary thing that changes the very world as we know it either, because at the end of the day, they're likely not going to be anything more than a remake of Diamond and Pearl with Sword and Shield's engine, which could end up being a great game or something that feels watered down. Only time will tell. So yeah, guys, a pretty short video, but I do think it's a discussion that needs to be had. I've seen a lot of people discuss how they're expecting or want Diamond and Pearl remakes to make upgrades to the base engine functions like the aforementioned models, scaling, etc. And I honestly don't see this happening. And if you're going into this expecting those changes as a bare minimum, you're going to be disappointed. Now, that said, for me personally, I'm just hoping that these rumors about a Let's Go game are false, because I really don't want to play Let's Go Sinnoh. I don't like the capture mechanic in those games. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are for tomorrow's present. I'm assuming that we'll see some Unite stuff, some Pokemon Snap stuff, and then they'll leave the reveals till the end. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video and you want to learn more about other monster taming experiences outside of Pokemon, make sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at GymLeaderEd, check out our subscriber Discord, all links in the description. Until next time, peace.